Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And I've got a good one for you today because your insurance is canceled. Done. Finished. We're going to get right into it today. Plus, we have a sponsor today, Ageless Collagen, and I'll talk about them a little later. This is crazy. Progressive Insurance is sending out letters to over 115,000 of their insured customers in Florida, telling them that they no longer have insurance and to search elsewhere right now. Now, you can sit there and say, well, Dan, Florida is a mess. Florida has hurricanes. Florida's got problems. This is just one state, guys. This is just the beginning. And Progressive is getting rid of people's policies. Search elsewhere, guys. Search elsewhere. You're going to see this be such a problem. And I have had people, since we started talking about this, over the course of the last 48 hours, people have been sending me more and more insurance stories saying how, hey, my insurance is going from $800 a year to $4,800 a year. Why? How can you justify a $4,000 increase on your insurance? That is insane, guys. This is absolutely insane. One man wrote me, didn't give me the authority to give out his name, but his impound account went up from $400 a month to almost $1,200 a month. And he's like, his property taxes went up, his insurance went up. He was like, Dan, I could see, this increase going up a little bit, but not like this. Another man wrote me, and his impound account for his mortgage, it went up another $400 a month. $400 a month because of increased taxes and because of increased insurance. And he said, Dan, I could see 40 bucks a month, but 400, guys, that's $5,000 a year. It's $4,800 a year for that. That's a lot of money. It's a tremendous amount of money that people don't get. Where does that come from? When you have that, first of all. But the other thing is, there are companies that are not writing policies. State Farm, Farmers, Allstate, USAA in California that are not writing policies. I'm still in Texas, by the way, guys. So, great trade show, fantastic. Just walking in the waterway. This is really a cool spot and really peaceful. It's very hot here. Whoa, is it hot. So, anyways, this is going to destroy families. This is going to destroy companies. I met with a man, Keith, who does a owner-builder channel that teaches people how to be basically their own contractor for construction and not hire a contractor and save money. And the problem with it is people don't investigate prior to doing a build. Hey, if I add on 1,200 square feet to my house, is my homeowner's insurance going to go up? You bet it is, guys. You need to sit down and do the math on that and ask your insurance man about this. But for those of you that are, I'd say, 90 days away from renewal of your policy, you need to sit down and ask the question, what's my rates going to be like? What's it going to be like going forward? Because you're going to be shocked. Because I don't know of one person that has written me that says it's the same, because it's going through the roof right now. But these Progressive customers, this is the beginning to this. And you're going to see more and more people with Progressive and other insurance companies that are going to cancel your policy. So good luck to the Progressive customers. We're not writing our policies anymore in your state and you don't have insurance. So where do you go? Now, Progressive is trying to team up with another company. I've heard the rates are a minimum of 24% more for the insurance. Again, the thing about insurance, guys, hey, we got the cheapest insurance in the world. You want them to be able to write a check. You want to be able to deal with claims. What happens when your catalytic converter gets stolen in your car twice inside of a month? Okay? You want the company that's not going to go, hey, you did it, Dan. You did it yourself. You stole your own catalytic converter. You want someone that's going to get you the rental car, that's going to pay for that and give you service for that. That's what you need to have. And people don't do that. They don't sit there and do the math on that. And I'm a marketing and sales guy, not the most organized guy. I work all the time. I'll work till 2 o'clock in the morning tonight. That's just my thing. But I have people around me that are much more organized, and it makes things better as far as that. So you need to be organized right now and understand the severity of what we're going through when it comes to insurance, because people are going to lose their policies like never before. and you're going to see something that we've never seen in the past. So get ready for it. You can say it's wacky California, it's Florida with their hurricanes. No, it's happening everywhere, guys. I'm getting people in Iowa, I'm getting people in Georgia, I'm getting people in all these different states, Nevada, Arizona, that are telling me about how expensive everything is. So get ready, get ready, get ready. Remember, USAA, State Farm, Farmers, and Allstate, okay? They're curtailing, waiting. My State Farm agent, Dan, you know, we're gonna wait right now. You know, nothing new right now. Can't write any new policies. You're gonna see more and more of this. But get ready for your insurance to be canceled. You're next. Let's talk about our sponsor, Ageless Multi-Collagen. Collagen has been called many things. Lately, people have been calling it a modern day fountain of youth. I'm telling you guys, this is something that I take every day. For 4 months now, I have been taking my collagen. As I travel, I packed it and I start my day and put a scoop of collagen in my coffee every morning. As we get older, we lose about 10% of our collagen in our skin every decade. You need to take a supplement that will help you with your skin health. It'll help you with your nail health, your hair health, and for me, joint pain completely went away, and it's fantastic. The good people at BioTrust set up a website, healthwithdan.com, where you can save 51% off the regular price right now. Check it out, healthwithdan.com. You've got 5 different types of collagen coming from 4 premium sources, but this is tasteless. This is a 10 grams of biopeptide protein that is absolutely amazing. Check out healthwithdan.com today, but look at BioTrust. They have shipped over 15 million products to people. They're a fantastic company. I've been taking it for 4 months now. You should too. Do yourself a favor and get some Ageless Multi-Collagen. Now, I love nothing better than when insiders give me the inside scoop on something. And I've got 2 stories that are absolutely amazing that are on the same subject line, and that is ransomware attack. There is one of the country's largest trucking companies, Estes, that was hit with a ransomware attack a couple days ago that they kind of kept under the radar. Only problem is I have friends whose businesses are directly affected by this. So we get the inside scoop that I get to share with you guys. First thing is that the ransomware attack has completely shut down their IT department, and it's completely disabled. And to give you an idea, Estes, they deliver to home improvement companies, Menards, Do It Best, True Value, and Ace, just to name a few, and then the other guys, okay? So these guys are not little guys. These guys are players who are getting played right now. And what we're seeing is that the ransomware attack is so bad that the employees cannot even use their own computers right now, okay? Do not open up your own computer. Why don't you guys use Gmail right now? How about that? How about that? But you're seeing that this is nowhere near being resolved, and this is crippling and disabling the company, to say the least. So with that, you're going to see shipping for home improvement products. If you have products that are due there, make a new plan, guys, because you're going to see this go on for who knows how long. But the ransomware attacks are getting worse and worse and worse. They're stepping this up, and they're doing this more and more and more, okay? What they're doing is they're finding the vulnerabilities of all these different companies, and then they're seizing on it by making it so email can't be done, making it so shipping can't be done, making it so logistics cannot be done. Because here's the thing, people just think, hey, you drive a truck from A to B and it's that simple. No, the science of this, the science of logistics. I had a friend of mine who was in logistics once and just explained to me that he was a low-level logistics carrier who didn't do Estes type work, and he was an alternative to these companies. And the science of doing that and how he would get in there and clean up messes for people was just the greatest thing, because it would make money from that. But this is crippling, guys, absolutely crippling, and we haven't heard of that until now. So you're hearing it here, But this is absolutely shutting these people down. They can't even use their own email right now, and they're being held up, and we're like, we're not going to pay. Now, the second part of this, which is great, which is another friend of mine, is in the food service business. She does, Tiffany does, she's basically in the POS, the point of sale purchases at restaurants. You know, when they swipe your card, that's POS, point of sale. She does that. Well, National Cash Register, NCR, had a ransomware attack. We didn't hear about that. What's going on? Well, you know what? They told these the hackers to pound sand. Okay, I'm going to put it politely, and refuse to pay. They have to build their infrastructure from the ground up right now because the demand was so big financially and they cannot afford it. Wow. Okay, but this is the beginning of this. And when you have these big attacks, you can sit there and say they want to go where the gold is, they want to go where the banks are, they want to go to casinos and estes and NCR and places like this. This is the beginning of this, guys. You haven't seen anything yet because this is crippling, absolutely crippling. I had a great story sent to me about how all of these UK municipalities and cities and boroughs and, you know, all these cities that do not have money, and they made all these poor investments, and they're going to be subject to basically bankruptcy in the UK. What's fascinating about this is that not only are they going to be bankrupt, but they're also having these places that you know, can't afford their pensions right now. So this is going to get worse, guys. It's going to get so much worse before it gets better. But if you work for these companies, how do we get paid? This is a legitimate question. How do the people with estes get paid? How do the vendors get paid? See, this is the thing. Everybody thinks that it's just, oh, you know, you're not just going to be able to pay the employees. You're not going to get paid. If you are relying on estes to get a check right now, it's going to be a long wait, guys, right now. And they're going to have to do extreme measures to pay people. NCR is what they're dealing with right now with these point of sales is absolutely debilitating. But think about this, getting on the inside of a restaurant. And you can sit there and say, well, there's not that much. What about your loyalty programs, guys? Is that built through the point of sale when you punch your phone number in or you give them your email address and things like that? Do they have your data? You know, we've talked about, you know, losing our data and getting hacked time and again. You know, as I'm at this conference, the one talk that I went to was, hey, who here has their VPN on? One guy opens his line up and I go, oh, I do. It was me and one other guy inside of like 350 people in this room. And, you know, everybody, he goes, those are the two smartest guys here because the rest of you, let me show you something. He had this thing he pulled out where he could pull people's data from their phone using the free Wi-Fi. So if you think that these hacks are just, you know, there to big companies and things like that, these people are looking for all of us. They want your data and they want it now. I heard someone talking on the radio today about student loan debt. And I want to reiterate how stupid this person is and tell you not to do this. And they said, listen, you've got a grace period right now where there's not going to be any, there's not going to be the interest. Don't listen to these people. Don't worry about paying it back because eventually they're going to waive this and you're going to get it all forgiven. Okay, okay. You know, the Biden administration just talked about getting rid of $9 billion worth of student loan debt. The only problem is they did this once before, folks, and it was determined that it was unconstitutional and they got it dismissed and it wasn't valid. So hey, just ignore them. Just don't pay the bill. Don't worry about it. You're going to be fine. If you live your life that way, you're a fool. You're an absolute fool because the interest that's accrued on this, and when they start to sue people, because I know people that have been sued for their student loan debt and that they've come after them, not recently, not any time in the last few years, but I know people that have had these problems and they are relentless with these people. And that's what people don't want to admit, that this problem is going to be there. So get ready for that, guys. So we're seeing more and more of these people talking about it's going to be forgiven, don't worry about it, it's not a big deal. We just saw yesterday the start of the largest healthcare strike in the United States, and that's 75,000 people with Kaiser Permanente. And these are people that are x-ray techs, they work in the offices, they do billing, they do absolutely everything, which is crippling Kaiser Permanente right now. But I have had more nurses, I've had more x-ray techs, I've had doctors, I've had people that say, Dan, you're going to see more of this because people are fed up. They're not getting paid. They've got longer hours than ever, and they took more away from these people. These heroes, remember that? How they were all heroes in our lives, and now they're forgotten heroes. And everybody's working double time right now, to say the least. So one thing I want to also give you guys was, you know, hey, all you do is talk about bad things. How about you help us? Okay, NerdWallet is a discount saving site. And it's a great site. I'll give you a great story too with this. In that, NerdWallet gives you basically, you know, good credit card rates, good loan rates, and they came up with 7 good homeowners insurances for October of 2023. Take a look at that because that's a good reference point. But NerdWallet is great because you can also get to find out what it costs to live someplace. What I mean by that was, I had a friend of mine, I have a friend, Tom, who's a great guy, who is high up in sales when it comes to cabling and data cabling and things like that. Well, he got recruited by a new company to go work for them, and everything looked great until it got to money. And they were like, you know, Tom, you know, what you're asking for, the president doesn't even make in the company. You know, we normally pay, you know, $110,000 a year for this position, and that's crazy. Well, the company was based, I want to say they were in Atlanta at the time, and he showed, you know, what rent was. He showed what a mortgage payment was, what people made when they had 2 kids like he does, and what the average person makes, and that he would have to make X amount of dollars to make it worthwhile to him. Great site for references like that, and nobody does that stuff because the problem with it is that as we work more remotely right now, and this guy now works for a company that's out of New Hampshire right now, and he's in California. So again, has to go back there. I think it's 1 week a month he goes back there to corporate, and it's a different world. You know, they have it costs less to live there, and people need to do the math on this stuff for themselves and for their own finances. It's kind of a cool spot. They got these boat docks out here and stuff. So on the Lake Carolyn, I think this is called. So it's kind of nice. Man, oh man, I don't think I'd want to work at Meta, Facebook, whatever you want to call it. They're laying off more people in the reality division right now. And again, one day they're pouring money into this. One day they're against it. You know, but more people. Today, they announced that there's going to be more layoffs at Meta. Again, the thing I get a kick out of is the people that write me and say, I have nothing to ever worry about, and then 3 weeks later write me back and say, uh-oh, lost my job, what do I do? The older you get, guys, the more difficult it is. There's ageism, there's all these different things that we have to deal with when we get older, and if you don't think that they look at you and say, oh, this guy made too much money before, we can't hire him, you know, Dan hasn't worked for anybody in years, Dan's ridiculous. That's how they're going to look at you, too. ADP just issued their jobs report and said that they only had 89,000 jobs last month. Uh-oh. Well, that's the weakest number since 2021, guys. So it's going in the wrong direction, okay? It's just that simple. I'm going to say a warning, and then I'm going to tell you something. You have to get ready for what's happening right now. You have to, right now. Prepare yourself. Prepare your finances. You know, I saw Dave Ramsey on a video that people sent me that was on YouTube. Hey, listen, good time to buy a house. It's a great time. Just refinance it later. And he was on a panel, but the panel was his employees. Hey, well, they're not going to argue with Dave. You think it's a good time to buy a house? Yeah, as long as you're not in debt. Who doesn't have any debt, okay? There's only a few of us that don't have debt right now, guys. So not everybody's debt-free walking around, you know, Dallas, Texas. Okay, let's put it that way. So to go out and to buy a house and just willy-nilly do it, you guys are crazy right now. You really are. And I really believe in Dave's message. I don't believe in what he is saying right now, if that makes any sense. Pay your bills off, okay? Get rid of bad debt. Get rid of things you don't need. Don't buy stuff on credit frivolously. Don't do it right now. But if you don't think you should be getting ready right now, you're your own problem right now. You really are. Really, really are. Mortgages right now. Think about this one. We're seeing more people get denied for mortgages right now than we have in decades right now. And that's because they cannot handle it based on affordability. Now this goes to the Dave Ramsey thing of their debt to income ratio. And I saw Charles Payne talk about this. Hey, people need to get rid of stuff before they go out and try to get a mortgage or just think they're going to call the bank up and the bank's going to say, hey, I know your payment went up a little bit, but here you go. They're not going to do that. They are scrutinizing people worse than ever right now, worse than ever. You need to plan on that and understand that. And if you live that way, you're going to be 10 times better off, 10 times better off. All these experts are predicting a stock market crash. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I'm a gold guy, silver guy. You guys know that. But what you need to do is prepare yourself. Look at different investments. Make sure you talk to your financial advisor, because I'm not one and I'm not giving you financial advice. So make sure you prepare yourself right now and that you protect yourself for what's coming right now. Okay? Jeffrey Gundlach, the bond king right now, is talking about how bad things are and that we're going to see an epic collapse come. That's his words, epic collapse. And we're going to see things crash like we've never seen them crash before. Well, okay, you guys can sit there and say, this guy's an idiot, Robert Kiyosaki's an idiot, Peter Schiff's been calling this forever. Jeffrey Gundlach's a pretty solid guy. And Jeffrey Gundlach has been pretty right with the things he's been talking about. For him to say that we're having something bad, and how about this? CNBC yesterday was talking about there's going to be something that's going to be a real problem. Not that they're being specific by any means, but you know, they've got the clown in chief over there, Jim Cramer, telling you to buy stock, buy. And now they're telling you that something bad could affect everything. Oh, okay, what do they know? What do they know? And just to leave this video with stupid people doing stupid things, let me give it to you this one. In Whistler, British Columbia, there's a building that had a parking space for sale, and they listed it with a realtor. Hey, this parking space is available. Parking space just sold in a week for $195,000 for a parking space. Okay, you know what I mean? Come on, guys. What are you doing? $195,000. It's all about supply and demand. Okay, hey, you fat ass. You can't walk down the street? You know, it's ridiculous. 195 grand. Enjoy. Remember, Canada's going to be subjected to the same thing everybody else is, and you're going to have an epic collapse in Canada too. And we'll see how that person likes the fact that they paid almost $200,000 for a frickin' parking space next year. So, good luck. 200 grand. Okay? Anybody buy a $200,000 parking space this week? Reach out to me if you did. Okay? Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Onward and Upward. You want to reach me? hello@iallegedly.com. Send your stories. The more detail, the better, guys. Okay? Love hearing from you. Okay? Join our email list. The link is below. Okay? I'll see you soon.